John Brookesi isiklik koduaed on külastusmekaks kõigile iluaednikele üle maailma. Põhiline vaatamisväärsus selles aias on eelkõige tasakaalustatud kujundus. Baasiks ehk fooniks struktuurne taimestik. Siin on hea vaadata taimekombinatsioone ja partnereid. Näiteks väänroos aktiniidiaga mõjub erakordselt hästi. See roos, mis püüdis pilku oma punaste okastega, on ka üsna hea külmakindlust näidanud Katrin Ruitlane-Rütli Jõgeva lähedal asuvas roosiaias. Ja kiviklibus kasvavad vägiheinad, need kuivakohataimed, mis hulguvad aias ringi. Kaunid on selles aias ka pikad vaated, mis saavutatud visuaalselt taimestikuga. Kivimüüri varjus pakuvad romantikat aktiinia ja sõrmkübarad kaitstuna kõrvetava päikese eest. Kõik taimed ei ole siin suured ja rasked, mis oma lopsakusega lämmataksid. Näiteks hostad, pojengid, kobarpead, kukekannused. Pigem on siin kasutatud õrna lehe ja struktuuriga taimi, nagu piimalilled. Samuti ei ole näha töömahukaid päevaliiljaid ja aediiriseid. Niisiis, rõhutud on väga paljule muule kui ainult õitele. Muru on hetkel kuumalainest kurnatud, kuid see pidi vihmadega kohe taastuma. Muru ja sillutatud ala, millal on mõistlik sillutada, millal kasutada muru ja kuidas selles aias on neid kasutatud?
Well, it's far too big an area just to do it all gravel. I mean, I think in a small garden it's a possibility. It depends on the owner. Some people hate gravel, and if children have to play on it, you know, it doesn't sort of work, and it can get very hot in summer. And if you like things nice and neat and orderly, you won't like a gravel garden. On the other hand, if you want a sort of wild garden, it works in smaller spaces. Here, we mow the lawns sort of once a week, and the rough areas perhaps once a fortnight or once every 3 weeks, depending on how much rain we've had, so that I like to play with the different levels. And I could make these nice flowy lines, which I like doing.
Kas kasutad üht ja sama segu muru külviks igal pool ka nii-öelda töötlemata alal?
It's the same grass, but it's only cut every 3 weeks or so, as opposed to the main lawn that's cut once a week. And in that rough grass, we have bulbs and things in the winter.
Millest aiakujunduse planeerimist üldse võiks alustada? Milliseid suuremaid vigu teevad tavaliselt hobiaednikud?
Well, they start thinking about plants too early. They forget that you've got to get from A to B, getting your bones of the garden and your planning right, first of all. And they tend, because it's expensive and you've just moved in, you know, they think, oh, we'll do that later. And they go to the local garden centre and they see what's flowering this week, and oh yes, we must have that, and oh, must have one of those, must have one of those. And they just need to calm down and think about the basics first of all, and then get in the evergreens to hide the neighbours, to block out a bad view, to do practical things, and then you bring in the specials.
Kuidas näeb välja sinu töö maastikukujundajana?
When I design a garden, I give the plants the bones. I don't give them the pretty little things. They do that themselves. So I'm interested in the evergreens. And then when I've got that right, do I get around to perennials and things? So I'm interested in shape, and that's how I make my decisions, really.
Kas sul endal on mingid lemmikud taimekombinatsioonid või värvid, mida sa alati kindla peale kasutad?
Oh, well, it's something very boring like Viburnum tinus, because it's the bone. I use a lot of Taxus, yew, which is native here. I love that big hydrangea Annabelle with big round white heads. That tends to go in everywhere. But that's as far as I would go. It depends on the soil and where I'm working.
Mida arvad söödavatest iluaedadest?
I think it's a very good idea. It's interesting a lot of younger people in gardening. I mean, I use quite a lot of herbs anyway because they're just nice plants.
Kui palju sul on plaanis seda oma aeda siin veel muuta ja täiendada?
You get a hard winter and things die, and what was in the shade is suddenly in the full sunlight, so you change the whole time. And in that walled garden it got very shrubby, and last year I could afford to get in a contractor with a machine to pull out the shrubs and things, and all those perennials and things are just in their second year because I totally revamped that, and there's some more to do in that walled garden. So one's changing the whole time, really. So it's one of the things clients never realise. They think they've paid to have their garden designed, they don't have to do another thing to it. And they don't realise it grows and changes, and you constantly have to be